If you're a heat and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what are some role-playing tips that'll help you out, be better at what you do? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live from Haleiwa, Oahu on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. I got rained out, so normally I'm hanging out over the trees over that direction, which you can't see, but it's been pouring. It's raining right now, so I'll go shoot some YouTube videos. So if you're like, hey, Scott, what are some ways that I can get better at my sales process by doing some steps? What are they? One, you should absolutely record your presentation. And you know, like right now, I'm recording this on a spare phone that I bought for $200 at Walmart, right? You can get a really nice Samsung phone. I think this is an A53 or 54 for about $200. Bought a memory card that's a terabyte, like all in, I think I'm in like $270, maybe $300 with a case. And the reason I bring this up is like you can go to the open market. You could go to Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, something different if you're not in the United States. I think they got this thing in Canada called Kajibi or something like that. You can use an old phone. You don't have to use a brand new one. You could use a tablet. You can get a laptop and open the laptop and use that as your camera and save it to the hard drive. Don't get caught up in like, I don't have all of these monies to buy something. You could probably make do with what you have right now, okay? And the reason you want to record it is like, if you're role-playing with somebody and you come up with something brand new and you're like, oh my goodness, that was freaking brilliant. I wish I would have recorded. You got it recorded, okay? The other thing you could do is you could take that content and you could drop it into things like otter.ai, and otter.ai can summarize it for you or do a transcript for you. And I think it's like all of $12 a month for Otter, which is really freaking inexpensive when it comes down to like, these are the things that you could do to transcribe, and then it'll summarize, right? So there's like 1.5 things that you could do right there. Number two, you want to practice your main elements, okay? Your door approach, explaining damage, and your maintenance agreement. Like if you're like, hey, Scott, what are the 3 things that I really need to explain? Door approach is where I would start 100% of the time. Door approach, like you want that locked down. I used to practice every day for 4 years with a guy, and on Monday morning, we would practice a door approach 30 times each, because by the time that we knocked on the door, we were good to go, and everybody else wasn't ready till Tuesday. We got a full day and a half ahead of them by role-playing and practicing on a Monday morning, just doing the door approach, right? Next up is explaining damage. We explained damage. We went and got a furnace. Me and Christopher, we got a furnace, and we literally put a furnace in the shop that we were role-playing and practicing with, and we would go through and talk about damage, and this is what this part does. And then when it was air conditioning season, we brought in an air conditioner. And like, this is how serious we were about role-play. Me and Christopher Shaw, boom, every single day for pretty close to 4 years, okay? And then maintenance agreement. So if you could get door approach, explaining damage, and maintenance agreement down, you will far surpass the rest of the industry. And this right here is why you should join HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods. Not in the Facebook group, not YouTube channel. Go to that URL, type it in. It's an email publication. I'll give you emails, right? If you're like, hey, I don't want emails, don't sign up. If you're like, hey, I love you, Scott, you're an awesome dude, sign up. It's an easy way to do, okay? And I want to give you a tip. Let's have the real conversation. You do everything you can to get very meaningful at closing deals, at explaining damage. The next logical step is you're a liar, you're a cheat, and a fraud. Now, I'm not saying that, right? I'm not. But everybody who's looking at numbers, they're going to see like your numbers are like this, and then like at some point the numbers go like this and they turn into a hockey stick, and they go like at a 45 or like just straight up and down. And in people's mind, they're not thinking like, gosh, dang it. That technician, that salesperson did everything that they could, right? That technician or that salesperson did everything they could to practice and role play. They're thinking, you're a liar, cheat, and fraud. And if you're a comfort advisor, you're like, hey, Scott, you didn't tell me what I need to practice. I got you. I would practice going through the introduction, right? Hey, I'm Scott. I'm here with XYZ company. I would practice setting the agenda and asking your questions, and then rolling numbers with objections. All the other stuff in between, you know, the homeowner or the client's going to be like, yeah, you sound like everybody else. But if you could get your door approach down, your discovery phase down, and explaining what the total investment is and how you got to those numbers, right, and all the things that are included. I wouldn't just go like, hey, a standard 14 SEER 2 system is $10,500. I would say, hey, based upon our conversation, everything you shared with me and everything you told me about what you were looking for and your electric bills and how you live in the house. And then I wouldn't just say, hey, it's $10,500. I would say, look, we broke this down to an easy payment plan, and based upon a 2% payment fee or 2% payment schedule, we're looking right around $210 a month. Everything that you wanted and needed, everything that you asked for, everything you told me you wanted, right? Get really good at these conversations. If you're a technician or if you're a salesperson, you have one of 3 things to do from here, just one of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.